Hey everyone, it's Aubrey, recovering perfectionist, queen of distraction / gardener. Welcome back for our last garden tour of the 2024 garden season. That came and went extremely quick, and it just feels like it's time to wrap things up. We finally got our, I think it's Big Mac's pumpkins. I'm pretty sure that's the variety. But anyway, we finally got our big pumpkins harvested, and that felt like it was the one thing that I was really waiting for. I think that last year I had wrapped up things back in October, so it just feels like, you know, the chaos of the holidays is coming up. So it feels like we're closing this chapter of the gardening season and we're moving on. So I just got distracted for a moment and realized that basically all of the leaves on the grapevine have fallen off. Things are dying back and it's time to pull stuff out of the ground. I've been trying to clear things out a little bit here and there, but Alec is napping, so even though I love to have my little helper with me, it's a lot easier for me to get things done quickly and efficiently with just my set of hands. So that's that. Without further ado, let's get started and see where today takes us. Okay, so this bed is as cleared out as I'm going to let it get. There's still some calendula and some snapdragon blooms that I'm just going to leave. And that cherry tomato plant, I should have done more with it as far as harvesting goes a while ago, but I didn't. So I did pull that plant off to the side, and I'm going to try and get what I can off of there that's not split, but there is still, I tried to get up, like scoop up as much as I could to get in the wheelbarrow. That way I don't have like 1,000 cherry tomato plants coming up next year. But I think that I'm going to let the chickens out in a little bit, and hopefully they'll come and do some of this work for me. And then this is another bed that is obviously a little worse for wear, but we still have just some wee small sunflower blooms, some calendula blooms that are quite beautiful. And then, gosh, that larkspur is still going. So I'm going to leave this just for the time being and not accidentally pull out my echinacea. Alrighty, well, that is it for today. That is it for the garden season. I can't believe how fast that went. It's so bittersweet just watching things come to an end and looking back at the year and seeing how much the boys have grown along with the garden. And it's the circle of life, man. So There are a few things that I did not take out. The larkspur in the front where I have the zinnias planted, I need to double check with my mom about those, so I just left those in the ground. I did not accidentally pull up my young echinacea plants like I did last year, so I left those as well. And then all the snapdragons, so many of the snapdragons actually still look pretty good, so I'm just leaving those. I'm going to let those die back on their own, and I'll probably just wait until next spring to pull those up, because it was not last year but the year before I had planted some snapdragons that ended up coming back the following year, so last year. But I did not have any more of those come back, so I wonder if those are a biennial. Is that where you get maybe 2 years out of them? I don't know. But that is all. Thank you so much for all of you tagging along with me during the course of the gardening season. I do not know what next year is going to look like. I know I've talked in the past about not doing a garden next year and focusing on other areas in our yard, and while I do want to do that, and maybe just plant a few things in the garden for the boys, I'm thinking of ways to make the garden like as carefree as possible, and thinking of things like if we automate our watering system, like we've tried to do in the past but have never actually followed through with, like can we get away with doing a full-blown garden, and then thinking about like the areas that we are still going to have to focus on watering, like the fruit trees and then our raspberries on the side of the house. We are probably next week going to end up reconfiguring those. This is the time that we need to be doing that, so there's still so much to do. And I guess I don't know what next year is going to look like. I will figure it out. I have a feeling that by the time February rolls around and I've been stuck inside and we're supposed to have a really cold winter, I am probably just going to be itching to be out and like be out in the yard and have my fingers in the dirt. So we'll see. The goal is to keep things small and simplified, and I don't know what that's looking like yet. So if you're not yet subscribed and you'd like to see where next year takes us, you are more than welcome to join me. That's all. Well, I hope to see you all in the next one. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your fall and winter. Hopefully I'll see you in the spring. As always, I love you. Have fun. Be kind.